All right, we are live with Kuzco. And Kuzco's come some long way since first being here. He's still not 100% like come up and touch me, but he also won't freak out. We did have to hold him here because we really wanted him to be in this video and not have to chase him all over hell and beyond.
But he's mad. He's got his pissed off
Yeah, that's good. And there's the curious ears. That's happy Kuzco. And this is probably a little overwhelming, but anyway, Kuzco's settling in well. One of the concerns that I had was his attempts to escape, which there have been none.
Other than the first time.
Yeah.
When we took him home, but he was also being weaned at the same time, so
Yeah.
that was a little. But once they recognize fences, they're kind of like horses. They're like, yeah, that's the fence, and I'll stay behind it. So we got Kuzco to be a support in a different way for Cujo. So
Yep, that's fine.
So, llamas make excellent livestock guardians because it's inherent to them. They're naturally curious. They have extremely sharp eyes and ears. Now, that means that they can see quite far, and due to their curious nature, they will do a long stare at anything that's unusual or unknown to them. And with that, it's the saying goes, seasoned ranchers will always follow a llama's long gaze because it can show you that there's trouble or an interloper happening. It's really hard to do videos here with goats. Hard to do anything with goats. So we got them because there's no training involved with a guard llama. They just kind of, if it's a single llama, that's the key, is that it's a single llama with a herd of goats or sheep. Now, with that, it means that they'll bond with them, but they'll also not ignore them. If we had additional llamas, he would not bond with the goats, he'd bond with the llamas, and there'd be no guarding aspect there. Now, if you can see his feet are quite unique. He is part of the camelid family, and those sharp feet, what they do, once they chase down, which is the beauty of a llama, is they're very bold and aggressive. So, particularly canines, so your coyotes, your foxes, and your dogs, they will actually chase them down and hit them with their front legs, and usually that'll trip up an animal, at which point they will actually rear up and eviscerate them completely, killing them. Which is why I wanted to call him Bob Dab. Bring barbaric pain and blah blah blah.
Yeah, you don't even remember what the whole name is, yeah.
But that is a key thing. And what happens with llamas when there is a threat and the other animals pay attention to the llama, they will actually stand behind the llama. So then you have a llama and then everyone else behind, and it's quite intimidating. And they are bold, so they will chase down the threat.
Now, don't let Kuzco fool you about the boldness. Kuzco is just a baby.
Yeah.
That's a small llama, believe it or not, even though it's standing toe-to-toe with Jessica now. It's just a baby, so he still needs to get this boldness, but it's coming.
Yeah, he has a curious long stare. Stop stealing. We also got him because of the luxurious fiber. Now, when people think of fiber, they think of alpaca, which were bred completely just for the fiber. So they're basically like a llama, but no guard hair.
And I believe an alpaca is a man-made creature.
It is.
It's not a natural creature.
It is not a natural creature. And saying that, there's also no llamas in the wild either now. But they are very hardy. Don't believe me. They're very hardy, they're disease resistant, and once you get past the guard hair, their fiber is so luxurious. It's much like cashmere. Once you get the guard hair out, you're left with this incredibly valuable fiber, which is why llama fiber is actually really expensive. You can go for like $2 an ounce once it's been cleaned. So he fits in perfectly with our farm. He's a guardian as well. So if Cujo is forced to engage, our herd is not unprotected because Kuzco will be with them as a secondary line of defense. They also make very unique pets. They're generally fond of humans. They're great for hiking. And you know, they can carry upwards, I think, of about 200 pounds or so on their backs. So where I do take the goats hiking, and so he fits right in that way. So he will be pack trained to kind of go for walks and, you know, carry just small things like water and maybe some snacks for them and treats. And the other reason that we got him is we really like unique animals. So everything that is here on the farm is actually quite unique or rare or just not commonly found. So we have our cashmere goats, which are currently eating Dean's clothes right now.
Sorry about the seasickness, people. I'm pacing so that I don't lose a limb. He's trying to gnaw me to pieces.
Treats. And, you know, so our cashmere goats are very beautiful. They're very unique. Not everybody has them because of the work involved. We have a llama, which you have to admit, they're very regal, very beautiful and stunning. And if you listen,
he makes a cooing, but not always.
so he makes a nice little humming noise. So he's actually a really good alternative to a guard dog for those who are in areas that are too close to your neighbors, because unlike a dog that will bark.
So, to intervene here, Cujo just provided a really amazing another reason that the llama is probably better than a guard dog. Llamas will not chase birds. And I don't know if that sounds like a minor thing to you, but ask anybody who's trained a guard dog. The stage of getting a guard dog not to chase a bird is almost impossible.
It takes a lot of work.
It's probably one of the number one reasons you see livestock guardian dogs go. It's because people can't stand the training. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take the time and all that. We're going to have to. But I'm just saying that if you're looking for an alternative, that's something a llama doesn't need to learn. In fact, a llama doesn't need to learn anything.
At all.
And there's other good points too. Llamas have almost twice the lifespan of a dog. So, you know, it's really hard to say goodbye to a dog. And there's a lot of money and investment done in a dog.
Difference of fees, vet fees for domestic pets versus livestock is hugely different. So you have that aspect too. It's very different raising a dog versus a livestock.
And then we can talk about the feed too, because there's dog food compared to hay.
Yes.
And Cusco only needs hay if there's no grass. So you can essentially grow your own. You're not growing your own dog food. So there, you know, if you're going to have an outside dog, which means it's not going to be a companion in your house anyway, there's very few downsides to a llama. They are very amazing creatures.
They're very amazing. They do require a little bit of maintenance, like their teeth. In particular, males get fighting teeth, which is right here. They grow in approximately around they're 2 years old, and you basically take a wire, it's like a barbed wire, and cut them off. So when his fighting teeth do protrude, we'll also do a video of how you can trim their teeth. So we'll do that. It is also another animal to shear, because I am going to learn how to be a shearer of sheep. And llamas need to be sheared every year as well, so we'll do him. And then other than that, it's really just their feet need to be trimmed other than the trimming. And that's all that's required for him. He can live with goats, sheep, anything really.
And there's a good argument to be made that he is probably much more hardy than a dog.
Yeah.
You know, when the weather gets really, really bad, this animal has some intense fur. Yeah. So does a dog, so does a livestock guardian dog, but, you know, a llama, yeah.
Cold, hardy.
Yeah.
They're also incredibly intelligent as well, much like a guard dog. And a guardian dog is very specific. It is not just a dog that can cohabit with an animal safely. They're guardian dogs or dogs that have been bred to be intelligent and think on their own and problem solve, which means that a lot of people think they're insubordinate, you know, very disobedient, but it's because they decide how to problem solve because they've been bred to work away from people and anticipate reactions and problems and deal with them on their own. So it's actually quite exciting. So we do keep a lot of intelligent animals here too, which is very fun and also has its challenges.
Going back to when we were talking about the noises he made, he's been making them pretty much nonstop for the last few minutes. It's a very, very cute whine.
What's wrong, Cusco?
Look at those ears.
Are you sad? Don't be sad. Yeah.
They're majestic. And if we end up going forward with the other animals we get, we're going to have quite a unique setup here.
Quite the farm.
Yeah.
What else? What else? You know.
Well, I tried to intervene anytime I was thinking of something because I was never going to hold those thoughts. But really, to me, it comes down to the fact that they don't need to be trained, more or less. There's a natural instinct there. They're extra hardy. They're cheaper. Not only cheaper to feed, cheaper to buy.
Yeah.
Dogs nowadays go for thousands of dollars. Llamas don't.
Yeah, so, you know, your guardian dogs now, you're looking at about $2,000
Yeah.
to buy your dog. Now, that doesn't mean it's the same everywhere,
Mhm.
and prices go up. Some places are more, some are less. A trained animal, of course, is going to be more money. But him, we paid $700 for him. Now, last year we were supposed to get a llama, and our timing just didn't work out. We just had too much on the go with being new here. And when we were going to get a llama, then he was $300. So it did go up $400 this year, but still being $700, that's quite affordable. And he's going to live, you know, almost 20 years. And he's going to give us fiber, you know, companionship and all that whole time. So he's quite fun. And the other exciting thing, which I'm going to try with Cusco, is you can train them like a dog. Oh, they're so smart. So you can clicker train them, and there's a lovely lady on YouTube, Terry Lightfoot, I think her name is, and she trains llamas. So she has them to sit, give paw, roll over, spin in circles, get into a van, put a basketball into a hoop, and that's not even with cart training, which you can also do with llamas. And that's bitless, by the way. So most people don't even do bitless with their horses. So it's quite exciting that we may be able to, you know, once we get some bonding down with Cusco a little bit more, to be working on those training things. So, like, you know, give a leg and roll over. So if you haven't ever heard of that and that's something you're curious in, I think her name is Terry Lightfoot. We'll put her YouTube address in the video because I can't get enough of watching what she has done with the llamas. And she has a different call for each of her llamas so that she calls them, they don't all come, the specific one she's asking for to come comes. It is amazing. So, you know, we really love our intelligent, unique animals, and llamas, they check every box. And he's so sweet. He's such a cutie. But that is our Cusco.
And that's probably it for our current update.
Yeah.
No, and thanks for joining us. And we will have lots. Well, now we have training and clicker videos to show.
Yep.
Once you get that going. Oh, look who's got pissy ears. Let's also talk about a few misconceptions about spitting. Because people think llamas spit. This llama has never spat. Not only that, not even remotely threatened to. And he's had a rough transition. So, you know, when we had to force him into places, yeah, those ears go back. It's cute more than anything, but there's never been spit. I mean, talk about a friendly animal. You
Even
know,
being unfriendly as he is,
Yeah.
because he's still getting used to us.
yeah,
And we do have the dogs in here, and the goats are over attentive to us, so he's kind of like, I don't understand right
yeah,
now.
it's just too much. Look at those, look at that saucy face.
Are you mad?
Do you like being the center of attention? You don't even know. Out of here. All right, that was awesome. What a perfect way to end the video. Thanks a lot for joining. See you next time.